Namaste, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are live on YouTube. Like always, we have come up with one more interesting topic to share with everyone with amazing speakers with me. My name is Lohit Vidyawar. I'm from Career Naksha, and we are a career counseling and career edtech platform where we provide career guidance and counseling to all the people out there, even if they are from uh, educational background, or you're from a professional background, or a student, or someone who's looking to change or switch your career, or someone is confused about your career, what career stream or college or university that you have to choose. We provide career guidance to you. Also, we assess what is the kind of challenges that you're facing and the kind of strength that you have. In a sense, we have a psychometric assessment, we have learning and aptitude assessment where we find out where you can work on to improve and to reach your destiny. So apart from that, we work with the corporate companies and the CSR programs. We conduct a career fair. We provide certification courses for all the aspiring counselors, and we also provide teacher training and many more. Yes, so we can you can definitely get to know more information about our services, about Care Naksha from past 10 years. What are the things this kind of services that we have provided and our achievement by just going to our website carenaksha.com. But very important for now is to introduce and to start this session that we are here today. Yeah, so we I have a team from Belong. I have learning and development expert Charu Singh with me, and I have Rashika, who is one of the team member from Belong, whose expert is into product and operations and strategy, which is very eminent profile. I would say I really want to know how someone can get into three different roles when it comes to product and operations and strategy making, which is very difficult nowadays, right? And for people to know, okay, so there is a multitasking. Okay, kitna salary milega? So that's the first question what I get from student. Rather than asking how to reach there, so they ask kitna milega. Right, how, like how we buy the car, we say kitna dega, mileage kitna dega. So similarly now the students are more inclined towards kitna salary milega, so I need 1 lakh salary. So then they think,
Uh,
okay, then they think, okay, is it okay to invest in this particular college for this course? Now, very important is something that we're going to discuss today is from academic knowledge what they have and how they can apply skills to reach their destiny. For which we have the session eminent speaker Charu with me. So thank you so much, Rashik and Charu, for accepting our invitation and going to share your wonderful knowledge and wisdom with everyone. So could you please just let us know what Belong is, how it's started to our audience, please?
hi, Lohit. I think you gave a very wondrous introduction to us. Definitely, that is one question that we have to address. And I think working in a startup, you have no specific role or like one feet in just one role that we are covering. I think Charu and I've got such extensive experience now working in such different roles that. It's one wonderful, like I feel like we are one man army altogether now. So we've gathered that different kind of experience altogether. We have made sure that every aspect, when you're working in a startup, every dimension, every aspect is covered by us. And that's why I think a lot of different kind of roles just come and get hitched with our role right now. So let me introduce myself. I'm Rashika Bansal. I am handling product plus operations, a little bit of strategy as well when it comes to placement of our product. Uh, and we are working for a company called Belong Education. And Belong Education is all about bridging the gap between the skill set and the education that is being delivered in India. uh, yeah, I think if we have to describe in one line, that is what our whole and sole purpose of Belong Education, that we are trying to bridge that gap. And how well we are trying to do that, that's definitely uh, our experience, our extensive experience in covering those potholes when it comes to those gaps in education and in the skill set that is actually required in today's world, is something that we are working towards. Charu can obviously fill that up more.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, everyone. So thank you, Rashika, for giving no setting the context with respect to Belong Education. So I am Charu Singh, and I look after the learning and development vertical for the Belong Education. And as Rashika said, it's not only limited to learning and development. We put our foot in every domain, whether it's marketing, whether it's product, coming up with new innovative ideas, and still going back to the Belong, the main role that Belong came into existence is to act as a bridge between academia and the industry. I'm coming from a background where I have been purely into academics, purely into education, and then switched towards the industry. So I can feel that there is a lot of gap that needs to be filled up over the time, and seeing the new technologies coming up, that it's no, academic is no more limited to just memorizing and writing the exams. It's much more than that. It's much more than the skills or the hands-on experience that nowadays. Earlier, we had no idea. We just had limited branches, know that we just have to do this and this. But now, the students in grade 7 or 8, they know what is AI. They know what are the different streams they can offer. But yes, again, it is limited to only a percentage of the students who have this knowledge, who have this understanding. And our focus is that it should not be a percentage, it should be like 100% students knows what is there for them in the near future. So for that, the Belong is here to help them, to guide them, to make them realize that it's not only physics, chemistry, maths, or the humanities that exist on this earth. It is way beyond that.
And I think we are a very much live examples of those changing industry. I think Charu and I, we started with our journey of education, where only these three streams were relevant, and that's relevant till now as well, right? It's just arts, commerce and science, the only streams that are there. But now if you see our role in this world, it's very much dynamic, right? We have to solve problems on daily basis to find that solution for our business. And that mindset is something that we are trying to talk about. I think today also we want to talk about the kind of mindset that a student needs to have to get into the world of career nowadays. It's not anymore uh, the fixed set of structure. It's not anymore the fixed lanes that a student can pick and just choose one set of career. There's the evolving nature of the career is just vast, and I think it's good to have all that information in hand before they make a choice of their careers.
Right, right. Absolutely rightly you said. So I think there is something everywhere, every single moment we talk, and so many people out there they talk about it. But the serious level with the student, somewhere they're lacking, and they get distracted and focusing on something which will not add more value in the future time, right? For a long term, for example, right? So always they look for something shortcut or easily enjoyable moments and everything. So how we can work, and how Belong can help such students, and can able to guide them to get uh, better career opportunity which is sustainable and future job security wise, and very well earning, and for long term they'll be happy. So how your service can fulfill this gap?
So what we are trying to do right now is we are trying to, let's just say, whatever we are doing in school is or like, let's say, college level as well. It doesn't give us the real picture of what's going to come in terms of when they get into, a corporate world. It's a very theoretical, it's a very limited view that a student has when they're getting into, from college to actual, let's say, a job. The whole mindset needs to shift, the whole experience shifts. And I think that becomes a very scary part for a lot of students. And that's why when they are choosing a stream, it becomes very scary, because they also know that it's not going to be the same what they're learning in school or college, right? uh, they have an idea that it's the world going to change, but whatever they're studying is not going to most of the things that we study actually doesn't imply, as it is there. So what belong is trying to do, we are trying to bring in those problem statements that a company is trying to work on. uh, it's not a problem statement that is there only in one domain. We are talking about very many different domains. And once the student gets a glimpse of what is happening there out there in the world, it gives them an idea if they have an interest in that domain or not. So a lot of the times when we know that, okay, I am very much interested in, let's say, numbers. A lot of students they like doing the maths, the sums and all those things. But once they are actually in the accounting world, or like let's talk about taxation, or accounting world, they are not very much interested to take it forward. They don't find it very interesting anymore. They are like, okay, I like the numbers, but this is not the work that I was thinking of doing it in my future. uh, their first job, it's very exciting to get into taxation, but it is very much different to what we were studying in school time as such. So we are definitely trying to bridge that gap by giving them that let's say, small problem statement of that business. And we give them that glimpse of how the corporate works, how this how this career world works out there. And once they get a hang of it, once they try to solve this project, they have a lot of clarity in terms of is if that is the thing that they want to take it into the future or not. This helps them eliminate a lot of factors. If they are interested, if they want to continue it for a very long time, if they want to add something else to it. There are some careers that involve strategy plus finance, so they can really make that clarity in their thought process of career selection then.
Okay, got it, understood. So that's very in detail you explained, Rashika. Thank you so much for that. So Sharu, you want me to share the screen? You have anything to add on?
Yeah, so I think today we want to address this big dilemma that we have seen from our students. Maybe if I think, Lohit, you must have also come across this question a lot, and that clarity is still not very clear to them. That a lot of aptitude tests are there, a lot of psychometric tests are there for the students. It's ample amount of those are there. There are few free tests also available on the internet right now. AI is into the picture. The tests are not a big deal for a student to take. I think most of them are taking those tests to enhance their interest. I think the big question that comes after that, okay, I've taken the test, now what? Now if I know that I'm interested in numbers, I'm a logical person rather than a very emotional person. So what next they need to do? So we will, I think, during this our time in this webinar, we want to address this part, that what do a student do after they take these kind of tests. how how these kind of programs, or like our whole mission in Belong, how it is supporting this kind of thought clarity, having more clarity when you are selecting a career. So yes, I think we will start with what comes after aptitude test. This will help student to address the questions of, now what do they do after taking the test. Even though they have the reports, they have a lot of logical reasoning, okay, that they are good at problem solving, they are good at research work, uh, but it's never a very clear answer, okay, this is something that you can pursue with. And yeah, I think from direction to terrain we want to go now. Even though they have an incline what aptitude test can give it to them, they know what they're interested in. But having more clarity if this is something that they want to select for future, for their careers, and for the next, let's say, 15 years or 10 years, are they ready for that kind of terrain to get into. uh, yeah, I think we talked about inclination versus clarity. So aptitude definitely gives an inclination of their interests, but having a clarity if that is the industry, or that's the domain we are talking about. Domain, we are talking about industry, we are talking about the job roles that are evolving, all those bits as well. So yes, I think we're gonna have address this dilemma part that stays in a student's mind for a very long time. I think Charu and I have visited a lot of schools where little girls are coming up to us, and they're like, "I'm very confused. I don't know what to do, what to select. I'm in 10th class. They are asking me for my the next stream selection." And I think Charu and I have seen that problem so closely. While also we went to a Delhi, we usually go to a lot of Delhi schools, and seeing that even though we are in the topmost city in India, we are going to these schools where a lot of like resources are available to these students. They're still very unclear of what needs to be done, when they have to select a stream in 10th class. So I think having those kind of questions when they come to us, when they are so much in like doubt what to select, I think this is something that we wanted to address. In Belong, we definitely try to address those kind of questions. We take that back to our work, and see how well we can just address those parts. And I think recently I've got to know that 90% of the students just know only about those 7 to 10 careers that we talk about, right? If we go back to our time, it was the same. Like, last 12 years, I graduated from school, and I had the same streams, I had the same set of job roles that were talked in my time. uh, the P-Tech, you can be the engineer, you can be the doctor, you can be the lawyer. And now if we are getting into this world where AI is just taking over things, and the jobs are evolving so much. Like, digital marketing wasn't there before 10 years, and now digital marketing is something over the top, one of the top careers in the world. And we are still not seeing a lot of change, at least in school uh, surface. So yes, I think even though the world is evolving so fast, a lot of students don't know about this career uh, evolution. They don't know what kind of roles they can get into, and they can actually develop their own kind of roles. Right today, it's more about skill sets than a particular set of road that they need to select to get to where they want.
Yeah, so I think so. In addition to what Rashika was saying, no, so apart from that, no, that student don't have much of the idea that what are the different streams they can explore, there is always no dilemma that let's go with the traditional paths, they are very secure and you would land something at least, rather than trying something new. And it's not only the interest of the students, pressure comes from the parents that no one is doing this, how, no, what will happen if you don't get a placement, because at the end everything goes that if you don't land a job, then this is not a good course or a good stream. So even if the students have some idea they want to explore, there comes up pressure from the parents, because at the end they are the no paying capacity that comes for the students. They can convince for a small, maybe 1 week or 2 week course, but going with a stream that is apart or way different from a traditional stream, students still needs to know fight, know first of all with their parents that yes, this is something that is going on. And the reason is that we don't have so much of local examples that parents can relate to. That is one in 100. No, you, if even as a student, if we convince our parents, they would just look at the negative side, know that 100 of the students are the failure rather than the 10 those who are doing great. And that is where the picture of the counselor come into it, because as per the survey only 10% of the Indian students are getting a structured counseling, because that is the major role that can convince a parent as well. Because when it comes from a authority, from a no a experienced person, it's very easy for a parent to get convinced rather than from the students. They feel that no, only you have heard it from your friend, so it would go like that. So these are still the things that we feel no, that students are getting exposure, parents are getting updated, but when it comes to the paying, when it comes to selection of the streams, PCM, you have multiple careers when you go ahead. If you don't take maths, there would be no shortage of the courses. You would narrow down your choices for the no college or for the job roles. So these are the areas that are still no, we need to focus more, need to explore more, and try to bridge that confusion, that dilemma that students, parents are having.
Yeah, I think it's more of talking about how we say be career ready instead of just uh, a stream ready. I think it's better to talk about career ready, have that exposure, have that mindset altogether also. So it's not, at least in today's world, it's not anymore about uh, education in a very structured way. There are multiple courses looking at what a student learning from. They are not just learning from the textbook. I think that was just a lot of many years back. With the attention span we are talking about, with the kind of resources that a student have, YouTube has become so popular, for a student to learn from. It has shifted the whole world, like it has shifted the whole playground of education now. So even a lot of way, not just the ways, but yeah, the way we used to see careers has changed altogether. So we need to address to those aspects very clearly, and I think and belong also works towards that we want to work on the skill sets instead of just a very set career path, right? You pick your interested skill set and you make your own career these days. Like a lot of content creators, let's say, and a lot of jobs are based on what skill sets you possess instead of the kind of education you have done, what kind of stream you have selected. Because I have multiple people, I've friends, I have a lot of colleagues who picked up uh, let's just say software development at the very later stage of their life, just because they were interested in it, and it's not at all related to what they have done before. So Charu, you want to take this up with the NEP 2020? It's a
Yes,
very
sure.
interesting one.
So all of us know that no national education policy, that no a lot of hype was there when it came into existence, because even the no the leadership people or the government realize no that there should be a shift from the traditional education that is going on, because there was a need of something, a shift, a transition was very much required. Because as we stand at a very big in the population, but still as Indians we were not at that place where we should be. There was lack of skills, there were lack of competitiveness, and the reason for that NEP came into existence is that instead of just mugging something and giving the exams, let's give it to no project based learning. That if I'm doing A plus B is equals to C, rather than just reciting that A plus B equals to C, students should understand what is A, what is B, and why it is C and why it is not D. So they do hands on, they learn, know that it can be D or why it can't be D. So rather than telling them that A plus B equals to C, we just give them that, just calculate what is A plus B. Let them explore. That's why multidisciplinary learning came into existence. That physics should not go only with maths, or maths can go with fashion as well, or no, English can go with science as well. So how these things can work, how we can make students more broad minded, thinking out of the box, thinking out of these three basic humanities, commerce, or the science background. How we can move way forward from that. How we can have more skills, critical thinking, problem solving, now the design thinking. We hear a lot from the school students, that design thinking, how we can implement that. Earlier, only 11th or 12th grade students would used to have the exposure, visiting industries or understanding. Now, at a very early stage, maybe grade 7 or 8, we just give them identify a problem, come with a solution, and it's very fun to see what extraordinary problems they come up and the solutions that they are coming up with the minimum amount or the zero amount. That's why it is very important, and know that even when the government can realize that multidisciplinary or hands-on work is very important, that is where the belong comes into the picture. That if you think that no, I am very good at coding, then let's give a try to a real world problem and see that is your fun, is your interest still remains the same, or is it no only to write a code to add two numbers or Fibonacci series that you are expert at. What happens in a real world? It's very easy to build stories or anything, but yes, what it's actually when you get a lot of numbers in the Excel, now how you put the data science into it. Or no, I'm very good at sketching or marketing, let's do a digital marketing in project of a real industry and see does we are able to attract the audience, are we able to increase the followers. That is where it's like actually experiencing, pushing yourself outside your four walls of the classroom and thinking from a different perspective. And no, whenever any new thing come into existence, for a tier one city it's very easy to implement those things because they have the infrastructure, they have the finances, they have the facilities, they have the teachers. But when it comes to tier 2 or tier 3 cities, there comes the main challenge. They are ready to implement NEP, but they are not able to implement at the pace the tier 1 students are doing. And that is where the already initial gap comes between the students of tier 1 and tier 2 and 3. So that's why the belong here to handhold them, to help them, so that when they go outside after 12th, no one would ask you that if you are having a no, if you don't have any skill, oh, you are from tier 2 and 3, so you didn't get the exposure. Everyone stands on the same level, and that is where you need to highlight the students that yes, I have done something. And that is where the role as a counselor comes, that yes, it is something that is approved, that is under a policy, that is where it's very important for any student just to experience, just to understand, so that when you go to the college, After 2 years, you're not dropping out of that course because I don't like it. It's not only that your 2 years are wasted, your 2 years are wasted, a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of depression, many things comes into the picture. So rather start very early, understand your expertise, understand your interest. You're good at
Yeah.
coding maybe, but when you do actually you don't like it. Let's try finance, let's try no sustainability, or maybe no research strategy. There are multiple domains that we have to explore, or
Like it
maybe some
said,
separate things. Yeah. Yes, Rashika.
like it's like it said, if you like art in school, it doesn't need to be that you need to be a painter or you just need to paint, but you can pick up graphic designing, you can pick up UI UX. There are so many vast number of careers nowadays which we never knew, that's happening. uh, you don't need to be just an artist. At the end of the day, you can be very much pick up the digital side of things, because that's where the world is going. So I think that is very much necessary to understand that even if you have an interest in art, it can literally lead to somewhere. The corporate, if you want to go to the corporate world, go hit Google, go hit Facebook. Like they are looking for such skill sets. You don't, like, I feel a lot of parents, even their fear is very much genuine also, right? We do look for those examples. They don't want their child to fail and all those things. But I think it also necessary to see if your child is able to paint well, they can do wonders, not just in the art sector. They don't need to even pick up a brush to get into that world. They just need to have a laptop, probably a nice one with a digital uh, graphic designing software, and they can do wonders in that sector, having a very nice corporate job, having a very stable salary as well. I think adding that angle is very much necessary to today's upcoming careers altogether.
Rightly said.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry to interrupt you, Rashika. So I just want to vouch for your words that you mentioned. So many times and very recently, one week back, I was having an interaction with one of the parent, and the kid who really want to go with performing arts, humanities, and the parent really want to see their kid doing engineering. अरे इंजीनियर 12th कर लो, यानी कि after 12th you do engineering, then you'll land some job. Even if you don't want to do IT or engineering, you'll find definitely one or the other job. So but no commerce, no humanities. So the kid is really coming from the performing arts background, in a sense. She go for dance and the music, and also she is very creative artist, right? So when you said the art, so it's really that the perception is still there, but somewhere the awareness we are creating, and through this session, through interacting with the speakers like you, I think now parents are really more encouraging this kind
Yes.
of dual courses. And I'm seeing every colleges are upgrading their course and involving couple of extra specialization on this. I think maybe in another 5 years, maybe definitely the kind of challenges will be reduced, what I say. But is why to wait for 5 years, right? Is my
Yes.
question always. Why can't we start and create that awareness now, and so that we can give chance, or chance to our kids now, so that they can choose the career based on their ability, not with the marks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. I think marks are a very small bit. I think we realize it now that we have come to this stage where we don't even see our marks anywhere. Like once we landed our jobs, I don't think so we ever talked about our marks ever again. It was all about the skill set. It was all about what we learned in our previous jobs and what can we build on further. And I think that's the only thing that matters. And I think parents will obviously see it if they get to see that potential of their child, if they get to see those set examples also. And also they are very much aware of what the changing world, evolving careers are coming into the place. They also know the AI is coming over. uh, we all have heard ki patthar maro to ek engineer niklega. So we can definitely motivate a lot of parents to, pick up those careers for their child that they are actually interested in. And we are very glad that we have so many good psychometric tests nowadays. We have such good aptitude tests. We have counselors. I think, Lohit, you've got a great network of counselors who can guide those students so well, even though they have an inclination towards a certain kind of skill set. But how, if we are talking about parents, I think once you actually get a glimpse of those kind of problem statement, that you can actually work in those real world, that gives a lot of satisfaction to a parent, that gives a lot of confidence to a student, that that okay, even though I am good at art, as soon as they pick up a UI UX project, and they do something for a company, they get this boost of confidence that they're actually good at that sector, and they can pursue such. Even if they want to pursue humanities, it's not a bad thing. Why have we made it a taboo? That is a big deal. But uh, it need not to be a taboo, right? It need not to be a bad thing for a parent also to think like that, because there are vast careers that are evolving out of it.
True, very true.
I think, Lohit, this is something that you would want to also this well, right? There are a lot of counselor challenges that you must be facing with the student, even though the counselors offer direction, that yet, they face demand of absolute certainty. I think that having that certainty is very difficult for a counselor as well, because as a child, you have so many variety of interests. So it's very hard to navigate or give them just a certain kind of push to a student, because obviously student have a lot of interest, right? It can go anywhere, and we always look for we look for that persuasion that it is definitely up to a child's interest. We don't want to push them, we don't want to make them have a speedy thought process when they're choosing a career. So I think you face a lot of pressure in terms of providing that certainty. Did you ever face that pressure from the parents' end?
Yes, yes, we keep we keep getting this kind of uncertainty. So yeah, so we've been
Yeah,
learning now how to handle such cases now.
yeah. But I think one thing that you as counselors and we as, I think we are going for the same goal, that we want to shape the mindset, right? We don't want to just show them the paths. We want to shape their mindset altogether, that this is something that you should develop in your mindset, so that even though you choose, let's say, wrong career at the end of the day, maybe 5 years down the line, maybe at the end of once you're in the college, you feel like, okay, this is not something, but you should know how to navigate to a right path for yourself, right? That's what we want to teach them. That's what, as a, I think, being a counselor, you want to depart that kind of mindset, that it need not to be a very, it's not the end of the world. You don't need to worry about that you haven't uh, selected the right path in college, but it's something that you can pick up those right paths, and you can take it to the right career set altogether. I think connection between exposure and outcomes, even though we have psychometric tests, we still lack a lot of practical exposure. The global exposure, a lot of student wants to go out, but there is no way they can experience the uh, global angle to the whole education, the global angle, what's happening out there in US, in Europe, how the economies response, what kind of business response comes out of it. I think that kind of exposure is still lacking uh, at a student level, at a very school level. And the lack of real world exposure, I think most of the students, they want to experience everything before they want to get into, and I think that only can kill the uncertainty of a student. They are very much scared to get out there without having a knowledge of what's going to happen in a business, what's going to happen in, if they do a job, they want to be ready. So having a career preparedness is something that they look for. But yeah, I think we all know that schools haven't been able to provide that practical exposure altogether to the students. And yeah, I think that's where we want to help them. We want to talk about evolving careers landscape. I think we all know how AI had disrupted the whole world to another level, and I think AI is just at a very beginning level also right now. Right, there are going to be a lot of changes that we're going to see. 85% of the future jobs that are going to be in 2030, we they haven't started off yet, right? We don't even see those jobs as of yet. So the amount of uncertainty, the unknown that's coming into the picture, it's huge. And I think we as the counselors, we as the, the 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 leaders of these of this industry, we really need to talk about the changing, the evolving of future careers that's going to come. It's going to be crazy amount of new careers that's going to play, in near future. It's not even far, it's just another 5 years that we will be into 2030, and it's going to be a whole set of new jobs that we're going to see, not just jobs, like the skills that we can talk about, right? uh, AI will definitely pick up those monotonous, mundane kind of jobs from us. And I think that's what technology is for, right? Technology is meant to take the monotonous things from our hands as humans, and that's why we are working on those AI parts. But the whole agenda of how we can leverage AI to make our life easier, how we can leverage AI to build something, more innovative in the world, that is something we need to talk about. And this is something that we need to take it to the parents as well, of what is coming up, how evolving career is going to be. The whole landscape is going to change, and we need to address in a right way. We need to at least start thinking about it instead of just the three streams that we still talk about these days.
Yeah, and like just
Um,
to add to your
yeah,
point, Rashika, like nowadays we just talk about AI, AI, AI. Just going back like 6 or 7 years back, no one knew about the word AI, and there was a very
exactly.
giant shift from no. Now everyone talks about AI. Even who doesn't understand what AI is, you just tell them AI, and they are fascinated by this word AI. And maybe we don't know that by 2030, maybe AI is again nowhere in the world.
Yeah,
So
seriously,
yeah,
it
so
could be something
yes,
else.
even digital marketing. Earlier there was marketing. Now the influencer, digital marketing, there is a lot of no people are earning in good amount, in good number, and no, just blogging, making videos is something no that might be every one of us know. But how to utilize it correctly is something that they are using nowadays. Pandemic make us learn, unlearn a lot of things. So we never know when a very big shift comes, whether we want or not. So as as counselors, as a people who provide products, our aim should be that the students are not prepared for something particular. In fact, they should be able to prepare themselves for anything, whatever comes, not only for one thing. Our job is to make them prepare ready for anything that comes along with them. So whether AI remains or not, whether offline, online, or we again go back to offline entirely, they should be ready with everything.
And I feel like with the AI, now that we see a lot of like emerging new things that are happening with AI, uh, we are still forgetting that even though we have AI, it can still take over a lot of technical things, right? It still,
Yes.
a lot of humanly touch is very much important in our day-to-day lives. It's very much necessary in our businesses, how to maintain relationships, how to network, how to negotiate. I don't think so these kind of soft skills that we talk about, or that is very much necessary on our daily life, in our daily roles, is going to get away anytime soon. So instead of just focusing on, just having those books and reading the format, the frameworks, and all those things that can be easily available for a student nowadays, I think it's not hard to get that information. The there's there's enough information for a student to gather, right, to learn from anywhere in the world. But I think we are still not focusing on soft skills much. We need
Yes.
to focus on soft skills, because this is something that makes AI not compatible to a human. Definitely, it's very much necessary for how a human handles job well than a AI. So AI will definitely not take over things which a human can do. And I think if we focus on soft skills, let's say storytelling. I think storytelling was not even a thing when I was studying back in my college times, right? So storytelling is something that came out today because a lot of content creators came into the picture. They need to tell a story. They need to tell uh, they are telling, they are selling of products via storytelling. There is no way that they're coming up front and they're like, okay, buy this because this is good or bad. They have a story to attach to it, and that's what we are talking about. Storytelling has come into the picture. So a lot of skill sets also has taken a huge step. Empathy mapping, like, we never talked about empathy mapping before, but knowing your customers to whom you're selling, it's very important skill that we talk about empathy mapping. So yeah, I think the importance of soft skills is something that we're gonna see huge right now. It's very much upcoming. It's very much it's gonna emerge really well. And in next 5 years, definitely it's something that a lot of companies will look for, because they have technology to take over the tech part of it, but they will definitely need humans for for the humanly parts of a business, which is going to be storytelling, which is going to be empathy mapping, knowing the customers well, how to sell, what to sell. These things no one can take over. And I think this is something that we need to understand as humans, that even though we are pressurizing uh, students to take science, maybe let's just say any kind of field, but a lot of soft skill is something that needs to be attached to every career in a proper way, so that they are very much capable of moving that mind. They are able to mind shift whenever they are going for another career. I think yes, we talked about emerging career roles, UI, UX, digital marketing. Sustainability has come into the picture in terms of climate change that we can see. Climate change was not the topic that we used to talk before, but a lot of companies have moved to sustainability as their whole, there's a whole sector in companies now which talks about sustainability. So addressing those kind of issues, this is something, that we see as changing in today's world. We talking about limited career exposure, definitely. Now if we know that this is going to happen, still the student doesn't have exposure if they know if this is the right for them or not, right? They don't have a career path uh, to have a glimpse of things, to know, okay, this is something. Or they can't even go and talk to a lot of people. Make their careers via talking to friends, or let's say relatives. Relatives play a huge role when it comes to finalizing a their career. But अगर जॉब पहले थी ही नहीं, so how do you even select on what is right for you or what is not right for you, right? Who will actually give them an exposure? Okay, this is out there in the world, or this is coming roles that are there in the world, and you can actually be one of those. So yes, I think Charu and I have been working on this program called Global Student Apprenticeship Program, where we are trying to bridge the gap. I think Belong is has always been working on this mission, where we are trying to bridge the gap between what the student learn from the school uh, and what is actually out there in the world. Whether it's the problem statements that we are giving, it's the soft skills that we are trying to teach them. It's the whole entrepreneurial mindset that we focus on, because it's, even though you choose maybe wrong careers after getting into the college, we want them to navigate those skill sets into a new career altogether. So it's the whole mindset shift that we want to talk about. We are not here to take you through lectures. We are not here to take you through uh, boring master classes or something like that. We are here to give you a project. and that project is our live industry project. So we have a set of companies that work with us. We take their problem statement, we develop it into a project, and we give it to a student so that they see what, when they're choosing a UI UX project, or let's say graphic designing project, or data science, software development, they should know what they are getting into, instead of just an interest in their science, in their commerce or humanities. They should actually know what kind of career path they can get into. So this is majorly kind of focuses for ninth to 12th of students. We definitely think that once you're in the college, you're running the race to get to your end goals of careers. But when you are in school, you are still very much figuring out, you figure out your interest, you figure out, what kind of stream path you want to get into, what kind of lifestyle you want to have probably in future. A lot of students are very much clear that they want to get into a corporate world, or some are like they want to have a business of their own. Giving them that real world insights kind of help them to make a decision on if they have chosen the right path or not. And that's why we definitely think that it gives a lot of career clarity in terms of, if if you know that, okay, this is something, if you like numbers, like a lot of aptitude test gives out that you're a very logical, you like numbers, you have a very logical mindset. But if we are talking about logical mindset, what does it mean? Do you want to go to computer science, or do you want to get into finance, or do you want to get into strategy? Because all these three different kind of roles need logical mindset. But what is next is something that a student can pick up a project, they can solve, and they can, be very clear of what career path they want to select, and have a college stream, or college course selected on the basis of those interests. And definitely GSAP also helps in one big factor, that is a proof of work. This proof of work is not just for the student, it's for the parents. I think once you show your parent that they are, that they're good at it, they solve this business problem statement. And I think a lot of parents have appreciated, have come to us, have spoken about this program with us. We have been delivering this program with our different partners before. And a lot of parents are very much sure that, even though they don't have examples from the world, if their child is good at it, they're ready to, bet on it. So I think GSAP gives a proof of work for the parents to have a bet on it. And it is a perfect example, sorry, it's a perfect uh, addition, a work experience for them to show in the colleges. Even though if we see a lot of colleges, the colleges applications are evolving in certain way that they don't want to see everyone has done 12th class, right? Everyone is going through the same path of first class to 12th class. They all have their grades. That's It's millions of people, millions of students who are doing the same thing, and yet colleges are not able to figure out which student to take, which not to take. I think GSAP gives them that edge in their college applications, that that they have solved a business problem statement, and that they have solved such real project that that it gives colleges, uh, it gives their applications an edge altogether, that they are, that's why they want to get into such course. uh, it provides an extra proof of work for them to, to prove that they are interested in it. The college is ready to teach, but the interest is something, the colleges don't want to see a dropout, right? And we know that after, there would be a bunch of students who would want to drop out after second year of it. They're like, okay, this is not my interest. A lot of them drop out at third year, fourth year. It's really sad to see for the colleges as well, that they were polishing these students, they were teaching these students to get out from the other end, but a lot of them just drop out because they were not sure of those careers. So showing that proof that they are interested in that course and they have solved a certain kind of real project, it gives them a lot of like surety. That's I think that's what we want to talk about. Yeah. So yes, I think our major focus would be tier 2, tier 3 students. It's not for any other reason. It's just simply that tier 1 students do have a lot of information in hand. They do have a lot of exposure when it comes to, different kind of cities. I live in Gurgaon and I see a lot of students who are pretty much sure of what streams they want to select, because they see a lot of startups evolving here. They see a lot of they have experts all over, a different kind of master classes happening in a lot of schools. So they do still get an exposure, but I think our program definitely addresses the issues that a tier 2 and tier 3 students face, because I think for a tier 2 or a tier 3 student, the only way of having that career knowledge is through parents or relatives, or some friends, brother or sisters, that kind of play a role. But it's still very limited to what is happening in the world right now. So we still want to talk about, it's not just, still we are thinking of this much of the circle, but this is always getting bigger. And how can they expand with the whole mindset of theirs? This is something that we want to provide. We have a very one-on-one mentorship program as well. While they are doing this project, we provide a mentor who guide them, who provides a hand holding, who gives them an option, who talks about the what kind of careers are coming ahead. So all those talks, all those support and help is given throughout this program. It's a definitely providing that equal opportunity, that so that they don't have a limited resource. We kind we we want to provide that that resource. We want to provide that kind of exposure to all the students out there, not regardless of their zip code, definitely. That uh, if you are gathering those right skill set, you will be successful in life. When we talk about career, it need not to be via science, it need not to be via commerce, it need not to be via humanities. So building that confidence and portfolios, I think we need to start talking about portfolios more. A lot of students still lack portfolios. I think Charu and I recently went to an MBA college where we were still discussing about the importance of portfolios. Even MBA student doesn't know much, what portfolios can play a role about, what what proof of work is required out there in the world for them, to get into somewhere, whether it's not just the job, it's colleges, it's everywhere. But yeah, I think portfolio works so well uh, when you want to prove your skill set that you have gathered. So having that skill set proof of work, it's very much necessary to have a display on your CV, have a display of your on your LinkedIn. I think we still underestimate LinkedIn a lot. Having that proof of work is so much important. How to display it out there and telling the whole world that you are good at this. Timing is definitely crucial. If we talk about schools, we definitely want to address this at a school level, uh, because I think coming on to, once you're in college or once you get into the job world, it I think our mindset becomes so rigid that we don't want to move a lot. So I think we want to address it with the school children, and definitely want to clear out that confusion that a lot of students face. Whether they should be doing a certain kind of whether selecting science will help them into where they want to get uh, with their career. So yes, I think partnering with Career Naksha with you, Lohit. I think that this is where we see kind of GSAP being placed. A lot of students do take aptitude tests. Uh, all over the world, they are taking a lot of aptitude tests, but they're still very much inclined towards what they want to do. They do not have a lot of clarity. I think the GSAP as a program kind of gives them uh, that exposure, that okay, this is somewhere they the project can give them this kind of a practical viewpoint. But then obviously, with the support of the counselors and everything, they will have very much clarity in terms of okay, these kind of careers are there ahead, these kind of things are evolving in this kind of industry, and I think this kind of complements with the school setting altogether. Even though the schools are providing all the essential ingredients to be, to be out there in the world, I think school is something that helps student to become where we all are, like as a human, uh, as an adult. But when we are talking about future, the near future, the evolving careers, I think GSAP provides that. That's why we call it a complementary to school setting. We are yeah we are very much aligned with, what is happening in school, and we just want to give them a real exposure of what's coming next. So yeah, I think this is the last part of bit of it. I think this summer, now the summer is coming up, a lot of students will go on vacation, a lot of students will go on the they will start taking those aptitude quiz, because some of them have to get into colleges next year, some of them will have to pick up a stream because of the pressure or the school settings that we have. So yeah, I think GSAP is something that can give them a little bit of clarity of what they want. If they are interested in data science, pick up a project with us, and it will give you a lot of clarity if this is something that you want to take it forward to college and after that. So yes, I think this is something that we want to empower our students with a lot of clarity and not just inclination of where they want to get into. Charu, you have something else?
No, I think so. Yes, you have covered everything. So just the exposure to the real world or no industry projects with the no with the flavor of some soft skills or the 21st century skills is something that at Belong we deliver for not only at GSAP, other products as well. But yes, for school students, this is the right time that they make the decision for a better future. More early we start, the better future we see ahead for us. Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Great. I mean, you very nicely elaborated the challenges and the kind of services that you're offering, and how our students can take the benefit out of the kind of services that you're offering to them. I have two things just to specify, and just to give a more clarity to our viewers. So can you tell us, like, what is the minimum age group that we are looking, or who can can take help from you and build their career? So what is the age group that is suitable here? Is there any particular
So
age
we
group?
Not particular, definitely not. I think we are just addressing one problem. If you want a career clarity, you can definitely reach out to us, and definitely via, if it's career naksha, via career naksha we want to get in touch with the student, and we will definitely help from ninth to 12th graders that we are
Agree.
looking for, so high school
Okay, perfect.
students.
So I think in yeah, basically high school schools and 12th standard. So
Seems
definitely, so when they choosing their suitable career stream in the graduation, for the bachelor program, I think they will be more clear in what they have to choose and what kind of work that they can do. And mainly third year students in the graduation, or fourth year in the graduation, if they're pursuing degree, I mean B or BTech, so they're little confused about the industries or which company they
Yes.
have to give interview. So I think this the main problem that will be solved when, if they connect and pursue this the kind of program that you're coming up with. I think that is very much suitable. Do we provide any kind of certification or certificate or letter of recommendation for the students?
Yes,
Okay.
so there is a certification for the course. Plus, whatever a student does with us, like a project, they are solving out a project, we kind of help them to build a proof of work after that. So they are not just
Hmm.
solving a project with us, they are basically combining all that work and building a proof of work. So we call it a portfolio. you're basically building your portfolio along with us. So whenever you're going for a college application, you're going for a employer, for any kind of job thing, you can simply show that solution of yours in a better way.
That's really great. So when you said portfolios, when it comes to global Vidya or the abroad education, most of universities and nowadays in Indian university also really appreciating if any students coming up their own portfolio, right? The kind of experience
Yes.
working with internship or small projects and all the stuff, which is very important, and these universities are very keen to have those students onboarded, and many
Yes.
opportunities that they're giving in terms of scholarship or many goodies for them to motivate on this journey.
Yes.
That's really lovely. Great. Okay, great to know that. How long is this duration, Roshika, for
So
the
this is
students?
the for the school students, we run it just for the 6 weeks. We all know that school students are very busy with their schedules, with their timetables. It's very jam packed. So we usually just keep it for 6 weeks. And it's not even every day that we ask from them. It's hardly 2 days a week that they have to be live with us. And yeah, I think within these 6 weeks, they will have a portfolio ready, and they will have at least clarity if this is something that they want to pursue after 6 weeks or not.
Okay, that's really great. So I think by then they'll definitely get, it will help them in their building their career and working on their skill, learning and study everything in under one umbrella. So
And
that's really
yes,
great to
and I
know.
think
So I think
we
we have covered it. Yeah,
sorry, we just focus
go
on
ahead,
very much
Rashika.
skill building.
Skill building,
So it's,
perfect, really
yes,
great.
I think skill is something that we need to focus on much than just a normal course that we look forward to.
Yes, 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 definitely rightly said. Perfect. Then, so we have covered most of the things, and dear viewers, please look into this, which is very important. So that's main reason that we are conducting and coming with the great eminent speaker and talking on the very important pain area. I mean, a very important topic on this live webinar. Every week that we come up with one or the other, very important topics here, all the students, parents, and the school. So we are happy to work with you. And if you are one looking for this kind of opportunity and confused, which course or something, the kind of a stream or career that you want to choose, I think you have got the solution now. And we look forward to connect with you soon. If you need more information about us or about Rashika and Charu's belong programs, you can just drop a message in the comment section, or you can just simply visit our website careernaksha.com. You can find our contact details where our team will help you to answer your call or answer your email or WhatsApp message, and that's how we can start the journey. So, any last word of wisdom, Charo, Rashika, before we wind up?
I think I just want to again say it. There is a lot of evolving happening. We are yet to see a very huge change in the career. We are very much, we need to be ready with the change, or like the evolving uh, world is coming now. And I think instead of just being afraid and still going to set paths of what we have always seen, it's better to embrace that change, or open our arms towards it, and just like gather all the skill sets, so that wherever the world's going to go, you are capable enough to tackle the world in your own way, and not just be another human on this planet. Just like have your own set of path, instead of just walking on the same road that everyone has been doing till now.
Yeah, just to add to her,
Great.
rather than thinking that what would be right for me, let's try and then decide that this is the best for me.
Perfect. That's one statement. I think you have covered everything in that, Charu. Great. Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Charu and Rashika and Jiva, Matthew, the founder of Belong and an entire team for joining us, and looking forward to serve and transform the young minds out there. And thank you so much,
Yes.
viewers, for being with us so far, and looking forward to help you there in whatever
Thanks
and
so much,
wherever
Rohit,
there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
for inviting us. It was really lovely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, it was a great. Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right, friends, we'll see you around. Small world, we'll see
Yes.
you around definitely. And till then, be safe, take care. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.
Take care.